Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to another virtual painting session. So just like usual, there's going to be a special sale running on this painting. So last time I mentioned that kind of late, so let me mention that in the very beginning. So this is a special sale that's currently running right now. So the painting is currently available. Again, for anyone that decides to purchase this during the stream, here is the sale special. Purchase during tonight's live stream will also include a free study painting of the artist's choice on a sheet of canvas. So now that I've mentioned that, because last time I forgot and mentioned it later, remember it's a first come first serve kind of thing. I also want to introduce something new that hopefully will work. It may not work, but let's see how it goes. That is me. Ooh, surprise, right? Halloween. So what's the best thing for me to do? Show myself, right? That's Halloween for you. So I'm going to have a multi-camera setup. Don't worry. You're not going to see me the entire time. You're going to see the footage for the most part. So just so you know, I'll be able to talk to you directly. Hopefully that'll be fun for everyone. Hey, Cindy. Again, welcome to the online classes. I got CJ, Cal, Cochrane. What's up, Marshall? Let's see. Christine, Cindy, and Julie Diana one of our moderators, Felipe, and sorry I cannot pronounce your name. I'm glad that my presence has been missed, and I'm here. And let's go ahead and get started. So, as I said in the title, this is going to be, as I mentioned, it's going to be about trying to get a type of glow effect. This painting has already been oiled out. Remember, oiling out just means applying a combination of, oh, you're being a box for Halloween? Awesome. I'm gonna be myself, I guess, for Halloween. So I use a little bit of solvent. In this case, the solvent was just gamsol, and then the medium, which is cold pressed linseed oil in the tubes, and then I apply it on the painting and then use a sponge to remove excess oil, and that's what I did earlier, right before streaming, so that the painting is ready to go for some nice and clean glazes. So, oh, hey Cindy, I'm being myself for Halloween as well. And again, happy Halloween for those of you that are celebrating Halloween. So again, that's me, and I'm just being me for Halloween. As I said, this camera is not going to be on all the time, or at least it's not going to be facing me. You're not going to be seeing me all the time, but once in a while I'll talk directly to you. If you're wondering why I'm wearing this hat, it's not just because I'm cool. I'm wearing this hat because I have the light source coming from that direction. Those of you that are painting under artificial light or any light source, I always recommend a visor just because it helps you gauge your values. That's not something you always see because you don't always see me, but just so you know, visor helps. And I know that the quality of this isn't as high as the quality that you're seeing here, but that's on purpose just so I don't lose my stream by having two high quality cameras there would be not so good. Hey, Archifine. This is the virtual painting session. So the lesson for the online class was actually filmed this morning at 9 a.m. So this is the virtual painting session. And as I said, this painting has now been made available for purchase for anyone that's interested. And the special sale will be running through the duration of the stream. And it is a first come, first serve, as I mentioned. Anyone that decides to purchase this painting during the stream, you will also get a bonus study painting of my choice in the box included with your painting, included with this painting. And a bonus study painting could include something like this. This is an original painting of mine of a sergeant study, but it may not be a study. It may be, or it may not be after a master painting. It may be one of these. So either way, if you do decide to purchase this one during the stream, along with any other stream, if you do purchase during the stream, we will be notified. And of course, since the camera is facing me, I'll do like a little happy dance for you. And Again, just so you know what a study painting is. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's see what happened here. Hey, Archifine. All right, so right now I'm gonna keep all eyes on the painting at the moment, just because I want to mix up a value. I'm gonna start right here, everything that was a little bit dark. So I apologize to everyone. So you'll actually, let me show you the way the setup is. So right now I'm painting, my painting is like right in front of me. So to my left, I have the photo reference. To my right, I have the camera, or the laptop. So I'll be focused mainly on the painting for now. And again, if I miss any comments, I apologize. I will do the best that I can to get to the comments. So I mentioned glowing effect in the title. I want to achieve a glowing effect. And in order for me to achieve a glowing effect, I'm going to have to work through transparencies and selectively choose certain areas to bring into emphasis. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a little bit more of a kind of lavender, kind of a dark lavender color in the side of the eye. So I see that there's a lot of, like from my peripheral view, I can see that there's a lot of comments. So I'm going to get to answering those comments quickly. So starting off with a kind of a deep kind of velvety color. And now we're going to work our way through a thin glaze through the side of the eye. Now I don't always recommend to start with the eye, but in this case, this was the first area that jumped out to me. And I hope everyone's having a great holiday, a great weekend. All right, so already, I don't know if it's visible on the camera, but it's starting to get a little bit more luminosity in the halftones there. And I'm actually going to go to the other side of the form, a plane that's almost parallel to this one down here. And I'm going to use the larger brush, and let's see if we can get that kind of violety color. So when you start to talk about color in the context of art, you'll notice that you'll start to invent words. Like I just invented violety. So something that's violet-ish and very soft. I'm making this even softer of an edge. And I'm working through transparencies at the moment, but I'm not painting so thick. And by the way, the link for this painting for anyone that is interested, and this is in the description box of this video, but I'll also post it shortly. I'll very likely post it and then pin it. All right, so now that I've got this edge, this was really the most daunting thing to me, and I needed to address it in the very beginning. So now that I've got this more or less out of the way, let me go ahead and turn my attention to the comments. Hey, John. Nebbiolo. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your comment. Let's see. Hey, Nader. Hello, everyone from Kurdistan. Oh, wow. Awesome. Just got back from figure painting class. Let's see. Hey, Sungar, our second moderator, or our third moderator. Okay, Halima, you would like to be a moderator. I remember you have been joining the streams for some time, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Although we already have four. I think we already have four. But if you're interested in catching any kind of you know, any kind of trolls, then that's all right. I've got you, Halima. Hey, Marshall, I sent an image of my current project on Instagram. Okay, I haven't actually been on Instagram in a while, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Now, if you're, I think I do have two Marshalls in the online classes, so if you are in the online classes, then that will be the easiest way to find it. So I got you, Halima. It's not just because I'm cool. I need that quote on my wall. Thank you. Oh, yep, and there's the link for the painting this painting that's currently available. Okay, so I think I'm caught up with the messages. Yeah, our cool troll hunters. Yep. So everyone that is again interested in in being moderators, it's really if you've been in these streams for at least 2 or 3 times. Hey, Ingrid, you bought the Princeton brushes. Oh, awesome. So yeah, definitely. If you're liking these streams, I know we literally just got started, but if you're liking these streams, please do us a favor and leave a like. Oh, no worries, Archifine, it's all right. Rehab07. Hello, I'm saying hi to you. All right, so let's get to it. All right. So now in terms of the effect of light, I'm gonna have to go and key the lights very, very closely. Hey, sorry, unfortunately I can't read that. So when I'm layering and I work lighter, I actually work more opaque. So I'm going to work a little bit more opaque, but I'm still going to use the Venetian medium. So I don't have any of the alkyds mixed into the paints. I remember I was asked last time if I would put the alkyds in the final layer. Remember, this is going to be the final layer, so I'm not really going to be putting in ultra fast dryers at this point, which is what I consider alkyds to be. And just a tiny bit of the cadmium yellow. And one thing I always want to mention, again, now that you can actually see me, I actually try to be as far as I possibly can. Now, clearly, I've got some limitations here, spatial limitations. Not only do I have to have a microphone in front of me at all times, and I have to paint with the, painting like at a 45, so it's like right in front of me. But what I always suggest is to be about an arm's length away when you're making decisions. You could be painting close up if you want, but when you're making decisions, especially this late in the game, you want to be at an arm's length away, and always have your hat tipped to the side so that you can be cool, and so that the light doesn't distort your perception of values. And so again, is it okay if we change the moon to a blue moon because today we have a blue moon. Remember, the blue moon doesn't mean that the moon is actually blue, but we can do something like that. I almost thought you were referring to the cervases. So I'm keying the lights, and I want the lights to be maxed out now at this point, and I'm going to go in with transparent glazes to create that glowing effect. And let's keep our fingers crossed that all of these additions will help this painting find a forever home. That's always one of the big things we want to see. So oftentimes a nice glowing effect is a good thing to have. So by keying the lights, I'm moving from this light down to this light. So it's going to be a little less bright down here, and this is the brightest area of light. And then we're going to go and start to glaze. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I can't quite read that. Hey, Arcafine, I guess I need to find out how to get all my lessons ready. Oh, thank you. I've sent you a message on Patreon that has all the links. And if you didn't get the message, if it didn't get to you, just feel free to let me know. I can resend the message, the welcoming message with all the links for the online classes. All right, so let's go ahead and drop some glazes now, because I want to get that glowing effect. Oh, hello. Sungur's son. Or your brother. Hello. Now the Venetian medium, you could also use, as I always mention, you can also use Gamblin's Neo McGilp in place of Venetian medium. I know that Venetian medium is difficult to get, and maybe in some countries or provinces you can't get it because it has lead. So the other suggestion that I have is Gamblin's Neo McGilp. Now, very light glaze on the side of the nose there. So definitely help us out with a like if you haven't already, so we can increase the audience for tonight. Although I know I took a risk by streaming on Halloween. I'm pushing the warmth in here. So this is definitely the stage to introduce color variation. I always say that color is how you describe the condition of the light, and value is how you describe the forms. So very, very thin glazes there. Oh, thank you, Silly Man's Son, for your comment there. I don't think we'll have any problem with trolls this time. I really don't think so. I mean, I think we have like 20 people here watching live, so I don't think that will be too much of an issue. But definitely, whenever I start a painting, that's usually the most interesting time for that, for sure. Now I'm going to start to push the color variation and the... I'm going to put a glaze throughout there. And then I'm going to use a separate brush to kind of disperse the glaze. And I usually do this on the half tones quite early on and then build onto this. And oiling out in the beginning is what kind of helps to do this. It helps with this process. It helps the paint disperse. And now let's get into this. Hey, Arcophine. Oh, okay. I'm glad that you saw it there. So as usual, again, this painting is a special sale during the stream, but only during the stream will it be special sale. So remember, special sale means purchase during tonight's live stream will also include a free study painting of the artist's choice. Plus, I'll do a little happy dance for you if if the painting does end up being sold during the stream. So again, this is what a study painting will look like. One of these paintings will also be in the box containing this painting that you're seeing here. So again, you have the chance of owning this painting. Let's get into these tones now that don't quite describe the form just yet. So let's get to this. Now I want to stand back and make the decisions. So what's everyone up to today? How is your Halloween, if you're celebrating Halloween? Or how's your weekend going? And for glazing, I don't recommend doing what I just did. I went into the cadmium red. I usually don't try to glaze with opaque colors. That should have been the Alizarin Crimson Lake Extra and Raw Umber. Alizarin Crimson Lake Extra, or just Alizarin and Raw Umber, along with Flake White and your medium are really good for glazing. Hey Singer, I usually don't use my first name. I just use my last name, but thank you. Hey Monique, welcome. So Monique, a little update on your painting. It's just been varnished. I gave it a little extra time before using Gamboge. So now once the varnish is dry, it'll be sent out. I already have the box ready for you. Now what I want is a very slight edge here, but I also want the values to kind of disperse a little bit. Oh, awesome, Arcophine. Hey, Gata, what do you think about liner brushes? They have very long hair. So I do have some liner brushes. Again, this one is super old. This is a Princeton brush. They're pretty useful, especially for signing and things. I mean, I like them, but I usually use rounds and filberts that are a tiny bit larger. And I'm also trying to add a little bit more warmth, as you're seeing here, to the skin tone. It's a very fine balance, though. If I use too much of the warmish colors, it can start to look almost like a rash. So I have to be very cautious with that. So now I have put a little bit more of a, I guess, kind of naturalistic skin tone. Whereas before I was just a little too grayed out. Hey Ingrid, have to leave early. Putting on a show of Broadway tunes. Awesome. Well, thanks for leaving a like. Alright, so someone suggested to make the moon bluish for the crescent moon that we have. Or not the crescent moon, the blue moon that we have today. Which, for some reason, blue moon just makes me think cervases. So I'm feeling like that was a good idea. So whoever suggested that, kudos to you. That was an awesome suggestion. So let's do it. Let's have a bluish moon. A light bluish moon. So this light bluish moon will kind of indicate that this is, that today, on the day that I am completing this painting, this is going to have a bluish moon to kind of represent the blue moon that we're going to have in this area tonight. Or have already had, I guess. Hey Ingrid. Oh, I'm sure. Sounds exciting. Alright, bluish moon. A bluish, light bluish moon for the blue moon that we're having in our area, or had in our area today. You thought it was the Death Star? Well, the Death Star would definitely have that circular piece on the side of it. So now I'm going to put more of a kind of a amber glaze to the sky, especially surrounding the moon. Hey, Mr. Pianoli, no worries. Let's see. Sorry if I missed the answer, but how soon after finishing an oil painting can you varnish it? It depends on the varnish. If you're using the one that everyone suggests these days, which is Gamvar picture varnish, gloss, the one that I use, you can varnish after the painting is touch dry. And for touch dry, for me, that usually means about 3 to 4 days up to a week. That's why I usually say when these paintings are purchased, especially if you decide to purchase this painting right now during the stream, then the painting will be shipped to you in 1 to 2 weeks. So that allows me enough time to prepare the box and prepare of course, the painting itself to be shipped. Let's put some little disturbances on the crescent moon, like the clouds in the sky. Now, clearly I'm making that up. It's not in the photo reference. Erica, fine. It's the second full moon of the month. Henceforth, we call it blue moon. Yep. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that fact, so thank you. Let's see, Mr. Pianoli. I bought some Gamboge. Awesome. Something's going on in the comments. I don't even know. Let's see. Hey, Mar Ruiz, I don't know. If I messed up the eyes, I probably just messed up the eyes. At this point, however, if you're looking at this one, it's a little sharp still, so I want to put a little more form into this eye. This one still needs a little more subtlety leading up to it. Oh, thanks, Mar Ruiz. And like I was saying, so now that I have this like multiple camera setup, remember this is a webcam. The other one is a DSLR, so this one isn't going to have the highest quality. But as I was saying, I always recommend to stand back and squint to see value and kind of blur your eyes to see color. So for me, I'm blind as a bat. So if I just take off my glasses, it automatically blurs everything so I can see the color. But for me, squinting, I see that the values can have a little bit more impact, and also standing back helps you see certain drawing mistakes. So any kind of major drawing things are more apparent that way. Hey Cindy, do you know anything about Mona Lisa mineral spirits? I bought some before for colored pencil work, wondering if they can be used. Yeah, Mona Lisa mineral spirits, I used that for years. For years. So yeah, you can use it. The only thing is that the Mona Lisa brand of mineral spirits is kind of like a discount brand. So it has more of an odor to it than gamsol, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But I'm wondering how you used that with colored pencils. I'm very curious about that one. But yeah, Cindy, you can definitely use it. I used it for years. I mean, years. The Mona Lisa one. I would always get it at Michael's Arts and Crafts, using like the 40% off. Terpenoid, Monique. You can use terpenoid. Just if you're gonna use terpenoid, make sure that you're not using it on a wooden palette. The last time I used terpenoid, it kind of ate through the finish of one of my wooden palettes. So if you're gonna use terpenoid, just make sure that you're using it. You're not using it on a wooden palette. Hey Brandy, what color did you use for the moon jewelry? For the jewelry, I used I believe just flake white, ivory black, and perhaps a little bit of ultramarine blue for that. But nothing too complex for that. Hey, Mar Ruiz. Oh, thanks. I mean, when I stood back, I noticed immediately what you mentioned, and still the sclera on this side isn't quite matching too well with this one, so that's the adjustment I'm about to do next. Um, but the edge was just a little too sharp, and I didn't notice that because, again, oftentimes, so let's see. So oftentimes I'm painting like this, and this kind of puts me at a disadvantage, having to be on my chair. What's behind here is actually my tripod that's holding the camera about like 5 feet up there and then zoom down here. So if I back up, I'm gonna knock everything across the room. But usually I'm gonna stand back 5 to 8 feet every couple seconds when I'm painting, especially at this stage. So my Ruiz, it's definitely the distance that helps to see things like that. So those marks that I just made, it's definitely something that I can see much more easily from being at a distance there. Another thing I would recommend is a mirror at this point. I do have a mirror somewhere in the studio. I always end up losing them. Or if by some chance I accidentally look directly at the mirror, it has a tendency to break, so I have to be very cautious with that. Oh yeah, no worries, Maruis. No problem, buddy. Thank you for your questions. Hey Monique, do you also use a mirror? Yep, I definitely use a mirror. I'm at a disadvantage right now because, again, I can't really move. I mean, of course I can stand up and search for it, but that would kind of cost me time, so. But definitely always have a mirror on hand and look at the painting through the reflection. Hey Arcaphine, most of my paint is Williamsburg. I already have had the Princeton Catalyst brushes, by the way, no problem. Most of us don't know why we call it a blue moon. That's true. I didn't know. I had no clue. So thank you. And awesome with the Williamsburg colors. Let's see. Hey Brandy, I'm glad you like the lip color. Hey Cindy, any spiders in an hour or so? It depends. I can bring one of them. I have to go to the next room because the studio. So where I'm filming right now. So I could bring one of my eight-legged friends. Maybe later, much later, in the stream. The thing is, the room where I'm filming, it doesn't have any heating, so clearly I'm wearing a sweater. All of the pets are kept in a different room that has heating, so I'd have to go to the other room. And plus, I don't keep the pets anywhere near the painting studio just because of the solvents. But I can bring one later on. Hey Julio Vasquez, oh thank you. All right, so now I want to push a little bit more for the eyes, and though it may not be very easy to see, I know that her eyes aren't going to be this dark all throughout. So I'm kind of half pasting a little bit there. Half pasting means that you're using opaque lighter color instead of transparent darker color to layer paint. And I'm gonna use a little bit more of the alizarin just because it can end up being too cool if you have paste with just some kind of neutral color. And then I'm going to put in a little bit more dark for the pupil. Hey Arcafian, did someone say spider question mark? Awesome. Oh, thank you. My fear is that the majority of us are going to be terrified of spiders, but I mean, I guess it makes sense since it's Halloween, but we'll wait a little bit there. So a little bit more dark there for the pupil. Hey, Power, Courage, and Wisdom. This looks like a great session in the making. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. And again, remember everyone, this painting has just been made available, and it's going to be as a special sale for the duration of this video. So I apologize. I know there must already be a bunch of ads, but again, the special sale, as you're seeing here, this will come, if you do decide to order this or purchase this today, you will also have a bonus study painting completely for free in the box containing this painting if you purchase it during the stream. And remember, it is at a first come, first serve basis. The links are in the description. Let's see. I see a small line in the lower left eye on the painting. A small line on the lower left. Oh yeah, there's a small little line there. Good, good, good. Let's adjust that. You're right. It was left over from the previous session. Thank you, Monique, for pointing that out. And anytime you want to cover something that's darker, I highly recommend going opaque. More opaque. So now you see how I'm switching gears between opaque and transparent. It's like switching gears in a car. More opaque is like a lower gear in a car. You usually want a lower gear when you want to go up a hill, if you're going really slow or from a slow start or something. Hey Monique, yep, highlights for the eyes. I don't see it too well in the photo reference, but for instance, there's a little bit of a highlight here. But I'm going to definitely include that in there. So we're going to start to put in more of a highlight on the eye over there. And then I'm going to move back into the hair. Hey Marshall, I usually grind gears. Uh-oh. That can sometimes depend on how the transmission's doing. Alright, so we added a little bit more of a highlight there. So now let's get into the hair. But before I jump right into the hair, I'm gonna put down a little bit of a darker tone. Although it already appears rather dark there. I hope that you can see it. I adjusted the lighting in the studio so that it can be optimized here. So I don't, like last time I had to get up and keep moving the lights. This time I spent quite some time adjusting that light before filming. So starting off with the dark in the edge here, and then maybe just maybe a little darker there. All right, so now I'll start to glaze a little bit of the darker tones into the hair. So of course, Alizarin Crimson Lake Extra, Flake White, Raw Umber, I guess we can glaze a little darker than that. And yep, so if anyone's also interested in taking online classes with me for $10 a month, $10 a month for the online classes gets you access to the weekly virtual classrooms, all of the lessons. I believe we have 36 lessons after today, and still continuing many projects, and you get to send images to me. You have the ability to send images to me, classwork once a week. You can send your own original works for the virtual classroom monthly. But again, you can send classwork weekly to me, and then your original works monthly, any time of the month. So glazing the darks will hopefully help with the effect of light. And then we're going to go in with even more lights. And of course, opaque, but transparent with the darks. And these are all glazes. Contrary to what you may think, at least when I glaze, I don't always glaze one spot at a time. I glaze through many tiny portions at a time. Hey Maurice, you probably, why do you, let's see, do you ship to, so the USPS here can ship globally. So yes, these can be shipped anywhere throughout the world. It just, it also depends on the weather and such that can affect the shipping, but yep, we can ship anywhere. Oh, thanks, Sengar. Don't worry about the dislikes. That's fine, buddy. I'm used to it. It's all good. That's just the internet. Now you see how the glazes have put in a lot more nuance to the color here, especially for the hair. Now we're going to switch gears and work a little more opaque for the lights. Thanks for that question about shipping, by the way. And yes, I did check with the USPS. I can ship globally through priority. Hey Mar Ruiz, oh, I apologize for that. Definitely contact me through my Gmail for that one. I'm going to type it out for you. So there is my Gmail. Hey Anthony, Murray, the paintings are shipped unframed. If I do ship, so for instance, here is this painting. You get the painting. If I were to ship it with a frame, that is a possibility, but it does kind of complicate the shipping process because I create a custom box. Each time I ship one of these paintings, I create a custom box. So here's the painting that we're currently working on that's currently available for the special. Each time I create a box that kind of hugs the painting in such a way that whenever the box shakes, the painting doesn't get damaged. And I actually test my boxes by I put a separate panel, so not this one. I put a separate panel in the box and I throw it. And then I check the panel to make sure there's no damages before shipping. But that would be a little more complicated with the frame. But thank you for the question. Hey Glenn Bennett, can you explain how you achieve a glaze? Yeah, definitely. I'll say the number one thing that's helping me out right now is that I oiled out the painting after it was completely dry. I do suggest not to oil out after every layer, however, and by oiling out, I mean using a combination of, I'd say 1/5 of oil, 2/4 solvent. So for instance, this is 1/5 linseed oil, cold pressed linseed oil with 4/5 gamsol. And it doesn't have to be that exacting. Just don't use too much oil and you should be fine. And then after oiling out, using a sponge to get rid of excess oil, then you want to use medium like we did here to help to achieve more of these glazes. And then when you're layering through a glaze, you definitely want to work more transparent when you're painting darker and to work more opaque, like what we're doing right now when you're painting lighter. And to achieve more opacity, use thicker paint. In particular, Flake white is a good one to use. Any of your cadmiums are going to be good to use, especially cadmium red. If you don't have access to Flake white, titanium white will also work pretty well, as long as you neutralize the titanium white with, say, raw umber or something like that. Hey Monique, at some point a little more light on the side of the hat or a little darker on the side of the hat. I'm sure you plan on getting to this. Also, I kind of see a dent in the hat, which might be nice to add. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. We'll get into that. Yeah, you're right. It's a little too similar to the shadow value there. Yep, we will do that. Hey, Ariel Luna. Oh, gracias. Thanks for the Halloween emoji. So now more opaque for the lights. And now we're really going to get the luminosity of the hair. And then after that, we'll get to the hat. And then, of course, yeah, definitely keep giving me suggestions, everyone. The more suggestions you give me, the more likely this painting will sell. So let's see if we can get this painting sold to a forever home. And remember, everyone watching this right now, if you're watching this live, you have, at this moment, you have the opportunity to own this very painting that you're seeing me develop and finish today. Hey, Julie Dana one. Oh, I'm glad that you like the interactiveness. Is that even a word? Interactiveness or interactivity? I don't know, but I'm glad that you like how interactive these sessions are, and even now, since we can I can talk directly to you, Julie, Diana, one, and everyone else that's watching right now. I hope that this adds more to the experience. Again, this is just a simple webcam, whereas the the image over here, as you're seeing, this is DSLR webcam. DSLR. So clearly this one is the high quality image, but I don't know. I hope being able to speak to you directly also makes this more interactive. And a little more light now. Flake white, cadmium yellow. And again, don't be afraid of flake white. And again, if you don't have access to flake white in where you're currently living, definitely I suggest Gamblin's flake white replacement, because I do have experience with that and I can vouch for it. It's very similar to this. But you don't have to fear it so much, just because it does have, the metal in it. You don't have to fear it. As long as you're not eating or anything like that while you're... So for instance, as long as you don't put your hand in this and then grab a sandwich or a cookie and then eat, you'll be fine. All right, now let's get to the hat. Let's see, Julie Dana one. I really love that we can see you when you talk. Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I hope that helps. And again, I know it's not the highest quality, but if I were to make so just anyone that's interested about the technology of this, if I were to make this camera too high quality, we'd have some issues. So I'd rather have the higher quality, obviously, here, because I mean, this is just for me to talk to you, to talk to everyone directly. Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy the community that we have here. Hey, Monique, my flake white tubes are hard, like the paint is hard. Is that okay? Difficult to squeeze. So definitely that is not an issue. So here I am again. So again, as you saw before, my flake white has tape, some painter's tape on the bottom. So this has tape on it because this is so difficult to squeeze out of the tube that some of the paint was actually coming out from the bottom. So what I usually do is I lean this up against the chair so I can push the paint out. Now I could get one of those fancy metallic tube roller things, but I'm just old school. I'd rather just push the paint out. But again, I mean, I'll show you, Monique. It's pretty difficult to squeeze on its own. I could also just be really weak, but it is also a little difficult to squeeze. So it's not just you. That's one of the nice things about flake white, is it's so rich. Let's see. Hey, King IQ. Oh, thank you. Hey, Mar Ruiz, that glow on the left side of the hair and the face looks like the old paintings, like candlelit. Oh, thank you. That's kind of what I was going for, so thank you. And yeah, Monique, no need to worry. That's normal with flake white. So let's add some of the light here now. So I'll start with that. So what's helping with this is definitely the, or what's going to help with this is definitely the flake white. But you can do this with titanium white as well. With titanium white, you just have to use less of it, and it should work fine. Hey, Marshall. Yeah, it's no problem. I mean, some artists, they just they prefer to use one or the other. I, in particular, use both. So, for instance, for the background, we did use a lot of the titanium white, so it's not one or the other for me. It's a combination that I like to have. So we'll put some of that texture in the hat. Hey, Vitor, do you teach drawing techniques on your Patreon? Definitely. I always have drawing templates available for the start of each project for my online students. I create drawing templates for my students, so it helps to simplify the linear block-in aspect. That's really important for portrait. We also have introduced practical figure drawing. So I'm introducing some anatomical terminology, in particular for drawing more than just head and shoulders, for drawing like basically head down to toes. So yeah, we definitely have introduced that. I'm also going to be introducing certain paint handling techniques like alla prima. We're also going to always have a master study in the online classes. So for instance, Monday for the online students, I'm introducing a Rembrandt into the online classes. And I'm going to create the drawing templates for the Rembrandt. And of course, there's got to be a little bit of a glow under here to make the hat appear more luminous. And yep, there's the link for the online classes. Yep, Troy, definitely. We are definitely going to have the Rembrandt there. And I'm thinking I'm going to make that a thing. So we're going to have, we're going to focus on Rembrandt for what's going to be Project 5. And then we're going to move on to maybe, we just finished Pearl Earring, but we can also return to Vermeer, Van Dyke, and all of them. So I want a little bit more of a glow, iridescent glow underneath of the hat. Hey, Susan Nelson. Hello there from Canada. So again, if anyone is new to the virtual painting sessions, or you just would like a shout out from me, I can now switch the camera angle. I'll give you a shout out directly. Hey, Monique. Oh, thank you for posting this live stream on Facebook. Marshall, so the Rembrandt, so the master studies that I want to have for the online classes are going to involve a series of approved images. Any Rembrandt, to be honest, is applicable. I'm going to choose one of the commissions that he did. I actually have pre-recorded footage of it. I have 2 videos of a Rembrandt study that I was doing just before I started streaming, so the footage was just there, so I'm going to use it and edit it for the online classes. But students can choose from any of the Rembrandts that they would like. But I'm going to choose about 4 to create drawing templates of. Hey Monique, I like the added glow on the left side of the hat. Oh, I'm glad that you like the glow. I'm going to add a little bit more of the glow here, and then we're going to try to push the lights under here a little more to get that glowy effect. So this is definitely how you can get a glow with oil paints, through transparencies. What is going on? I wouldn't write that. So a little more opaque for this kind of glow. Hey Cindy, when do you know painting in oils? Wait, what? Oh, when did I know painting with oil paint was my calling? Well, thank you for your question and what your question implies. For me, I just, you know what, Cindy, let me talk to you directly. Story time. So Cindy and everyone else, when did I know that oil painting was my calling? I remember my very first time going to the Baltimore Museum of Art and seeing a Vigée Lebrun commissioned portrait with a bunch of like pillows and things. But for me, just looking at this hand-created painting from hundreds of years ago and being able to kind of, I don't know, connect in some way with that painting and how the artist saw and interpreted nature. To me, that was like a big transforming instance in my life where I really told myself, and this was in high school, I really told myself, I'm going to learn this. I want to learn this. This is something that I've always wanted to, not something I've always wanted to do at that point, but at that point, I realized that I have to go all into this because it just feels natural to pursue such an endeavor. So that was really one of the biggest instances when I decided that I really wanted to pursue painting, in particular classical painting. Hey Vitor Alves, great. I struggle to draw some aspects of the human face and give texture with oil. Expect to see me in your Patreon. Well, definitely, definitely would love to have you in the online classes. We have actually already done some of the anatomy of the face, and that footage is ready and available for you and anyone interested in it, in particular for project number 2. But definitely we have some anatomical stuff to learn from there. Hey Harjot has entered the room. What's up, buddy? I still need to get back to your messages on Instagram. But let's see. Hey Glenn, with the greatest respect, I feel your art is underpriced. Do you have any theories of how art is an investment? I know you probably art will demand high prices in years to come. Oh, thank you for that comment. I mean, at the moment, again, these paintings are all going to be at this price. So for the special sale that's going on right now, so you still have, everyone watching, you still have the ability to own this painting that you're seeing me develop right now. I'm going to keep the prices set at this, so I'm not going to change it, but what I'm doing is the special sales again. So if anyone does decide to purchase this painting today, you will also get a bonus study painting in the box. It could be this one, it could be this one, and again the paintings will be signed, or it could be, well, the only other one I have on hand right now is this one, but I have, again, I have this is not the best example, but I have hundreds of hundreds of those, so they definitely won't be selling out anytime soon. Hey Harjot. Oh, it's working on Imgur. I still need to figure out how to log into that, but thank you. Hey Mar Ruiz. I am 29. 29. So let's go ahead and add some of the glow back here, because if it has it here, I feel like it needs it here. But I'm of course going to leave this to shadow. Maybe just one part of the back of the hat will have more light. And then I'm going to intensify the background values. And yeah, thanks Harjot for doing me that favor with Imgur. So Ivory black, Ultramarine blue, now let's put a little more of an intense color of transition in the background. A little more medium, a little bit of flake white, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I'm definitely going to intensify this glow. And this is how you can glaze to get the glowy effect. And of course, I want the texture of the previous layers to show through. So definitely the brush strokes are going to play a role in the visual aesthetic. So I think I can put the painting down now. So let's see. Hey Maurice, I can't believe that you have so much talent for that age. Oh, thank you so much. Have you realized that you have... Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Mar Ruiz. Hey, Monique. I find it hard but interesting to watch the recent Sotheby's auctions where art was oversold / priced. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I don't know. Oh, thanks, Glenn. Hey, Harjot. I tried redo it, but it keeps getting taken down. My paintings keep getting taken down. As long as it's not the figure paintings from Instagram. There's a reason I stopped posting figure paintings. I still do them, but nobody sees them. I do the figure paintings because I enjoy doing figure paintings, but I don't show them because the the internet. But thanks for doing that, though. So a little bit of texture. And I'm going to get a really soft brush, also known as a fan brush, to help to smoothen this out. This is one of the rare instances where I'll use the fan brush to add an effect. Usually I just use the fan brush to eliminate texture or to bring down the thickness of the paint. Now I'm using it actually to soften the edge there. Oh, Reddit. Oh, that's what you meant. Interesting. I wonder why Reddit doesn't like me. Let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up on any messages I missed or questions. Hey, Monique. Oh, I'm glad you liked the effect. Well, I mean, I'm trying to keep some of the texture from the background, but I also want there to be kind of this glow going across. So I meant what I said in the title, that I wanted to have a glow. So I mean, I hope that this helps with the glow. And of course, I'm going to intensify that corner. Hey, Glenn. The UK sadly is going into a second lockdown. Uh-oh. One more time to paint. That's true. That is true. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing all right. I hope everyone's doing excellent, actually. So I'm cleaning off a brush with the solvent. I don't always do this, but I'm cleaning it off instead of using a new one. Hey, Harjot. Well, I mean, if you are interested in being a moderator, I think I've already added another one. I think we're up to 5. So, I don't know. All right, I'm going to talk to you directly and everyone directly. So first of all, I want to say that I'm very appreciative of everyone here and this community that we are developing with these streams. I've only been doing these streams for what, like a month, maybe even less. So I just want to thank everyone in person here, so camera to camera. But also when it comes to the moderators, I think 5 is good. I do appreciate, Harjot, what you're doing for me. And Imgur, I want to talk to you directly, and to Dondo, Sungur, Julie, Diana 1, Kareem, that I've also added. I think we got like 4 moderators. I think in terms of moderators, we're good, but I just want to thank you and everyone directly again for everything that you're contributing to these live streams. But definitely, Harjot, I'm gonna definitely add you here. I just wanted to thank everyone. Let's see. No, I think that was a miscommunication, Sunger. Troy is one of my students. He's one of my students, no worries. That was a miscommunication. So as I said, I'm intensifying this glow, this glowing effect out here. And again, clearly all imagination as well. I'm even going to push the back light over here. So a lot of imagination is going into this. Oh, thanks, Glenn. Yeah, that was miscommunication. Troy, we're good, buddy. Don't worry. We're good. Alright, so I'm going to push this to add even more of a glow. And of course, rim lighting. Now it's possible to overdo this, so I'm being a little more in the cautious side. A little more of a glow. Gonna sharpen this edge and then soften up there. See how we're working all throughout. And hopefully this will kind of add like a cloud type of effect. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I mean, again, everyone here in the audience, you know, even if you're just sitting there and watching, I mean, I sense your presence, I feel your presence, and you know, it's all positivity. But of course, the big question mark is always, will we manage to sell this? We'll see. Keep your fingers crossed. That always adds like a I don't know, like, you know how in some TV shows it's always like, you know, will the person achieve whatever that they're trying to achieve? Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I don't know. It adds a little bit of extra flair of drama. Just like the light that we're adding here. Hey, Mar Ruiz. Yes, please, you know that happens to artists. Don't overdo it. It's perfect without being perfect. Yep. Well, I mean, there's always that special, you know, that handmade touch to paintings. And another thing that fascinates me, that's always fascinated me with representational painting, is the handwriting aspect to it. You know, you can have like 100 artists train in the same school of thought, but you can differentiate between individuals' artwork. So as I always say, the artist kind of puts a little bit of themselves, adds a little bit of themselves, their essence into their paintings. Not so much their likeness, of course, but their essence. I mean, not just in my work, but everyone's work. I see that a lot in my students' work as their work continues to evolve. It's such a wonderful thing to see. But yeah, how are you liking the glow? Now we're definitely getting more of a glow. And to achieve luminosity in a painting, it takes all of the areas of the painting at once. So if you just work in one area, sure, it can look very realistic and naturalistic, but to get a glow, to get a light effect in the painting, it takes the entire composition. The entire composition needs to be taken into account. Hey, Cindy. I'm glad you liked the glue. Thanks, Cece. So I'm constantly moving. And I remember Nelson Shanks would say, there's quotes of Nelson Shanks saying that you can't teach composition, that composition is a matter of feel. Now, clearly one can learn composition through no-tan studies, one can learn composition through thumbnail sketches, but a lot of it has to be felt, as Nelson Shanks once said. As a teacher, we give the students, we give the artists the means of communication. We give you the language, and then it's up to you to take the language and create the poetry with it. And that poetry is innate. It's something inside of you already. It's not something you have to find. It's already within you. As long as you have the means to express it, then the rest is just painting. Hey Cindy, off topic, maybe merch. Yeah, merchandise is definitely something I'm looking into. Definitely. Thank you, Cindy. And especially once we have merchandise, I'll be the first one to be wearing it. So maybe we'll have like a custom hat. Now, I did have merchandise in the past, but I want to kind of change things up. Maybe we'll have like a painter's gown or something. And what I really want is brushes with the channel name, like with the logo and things like that. Now that would be really cool. So if anyone watching this now or in the future knows a way that can be done, I don't know, through some partnership with someone, I don't know, let me know. Hey Monique, yeah, definitely standing back does help to see the glow. Hey Glenn, can you imagine what it would have been like if Leonardo or Renoir had YouTube technology? I think that's what you meant. It said senior, but I think you meant Renoir. What would we have? I'm wondering. I don't know. But from what I do know, a lot of artists don't like to show their work. I've met a lot of really wonderful, extremely, powerful artists that won't even let me in their studio or let others in their studio. So you'd never really know. Yep, no worries, Julie Diana 1. Oh, hello. Username says sorry. Alright, so now I'm going to really punch one area. Not like punch it, but key the light even more. And I may actually have to use titanium white because titanium white goes a little bit brighter. So I'm going to put titanium white in the corner here. Yep, Monique, yeah, I've definitely met more than one artist that wouldn't let others in their studio. So let's see how much brighter the titanium white with the tiny bit, with just a dash of yellow ochre, or really, with just a dash of cadmium yellow will go. Let's see how bright this goes. Come on, light. There we go. Now you see how much brighter the titanium white can go. And for me to achieve that value with flake white, I would need a ton of flake white. Now we're talking. Now we're going to key the lights even more. Hold on to your seats. It's going to be a wild ride now. Hey Marshall, my studio is my living room. No, that's a lot of space. I mean, the studio, the filming space here is not that big. HRA Caravaggio would be proud of those lights. Oh, thank you. That's a very, very kind remark. Now I'm going to key the light, so go from here to here. Let's get that glow. Alright, come on, titanium. Come on, titanium. So I don't want it to be as bright, but I want it to be pretty bright. There we go. A little bit more bright. More brightness. Hey, Ruiz, let's see. What if I missed? Hey, Ruiz, but I like it the way it is. No white. It will spoil the golden glow. I'm not going to put the white everywhere. Here, 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 and then there. But that's it. It would have to be the planes that are hitting the light the most. Even this is still too underdeveloped, so I'm still going to adjust it. And like I said, none of this is quite evident in the photo reference, so at this point I don't think I've even looked at the photo reference until now. Which is kind of odd. Hey CC, I'm a beginner painter and don't know what size brushes to get. I currently have 20, but they are different sizes, not quality. These are from Michaels. Not very inexpensive. As long as they're acrylic or watercolor brushes, you can do exactly what I'm doing here. And that's always, what I say, especially in the online classes. Everything that I show you on video is something I believe that you can do. I believe that it's something that everyone can do. Thanks, Deja Perry. Thank you. Hey, Archifine. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you can see the differences. Yeah, the titanium white it definitely helps to get the glow. But of course, I don't want to get it everywhere. So I gotta be very selective. Just like with edges. If the edges are overly sharp everywhere, then it's very difficult to pinpoint a focal point. If the edges are too soft everywhere, it's also difficult to pinpoint a focal point. And just the same with the lights. If everything is too bright, then it's kind of difficult to tell the effect of light. Hello there from Russia. Thanks for joining. Hey, let's see. Deja Perry. Is it ever too late to become a painter? I used to draw, but I want to get as great as you are. Oh, thank you. It's never too late. I'm telling you. So story time. Switching back to this camera. So right before the pandemic hit and everything, I was teaching in-person classes, and one of my students began painting at the age of 90, and he was learning like a sponge. He'd be the first one there. He was the first one in class. Of course, he had some mobility troubles, so his wife would help him move, and I would set up some of his. I would help him set up, but he was always the first one there, always the last one out. And his hand had a tremor or something like that. Like his hand would be, it would be kind of shaky. But he picked up everything I told him like a sponge. Everything. He picked up on everything like a sponge. And even though his hand had a little bit of a shake, it added to his artwork. So not only did he grasp the concepts, but he also added a little bit more himself into the process with that kind of hand mark with the brush. So you can learn. I mean, it's definitely something that if you have a passion for it, if you truly enjoy it, then you will learn it. I promise you. Oh, thanks, Monique. Hey, Cindy, same here. Been drawing for more than 40 years, so I must learn to paint. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoy these paintings. But I will say I was lucky to have the teachers that I had at a pretty young age. I think I was very fortunate in that respect. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, very inspiring. Yeah, I've always been drawn to portraiture too, Monique. Can't explain why. Although my first oil painting was a still life painting that I titled Who Moved My Bottle? And luckily that painting hasn't cracked or anything. And I still have it. A little bit too much light for the teeth. It's kind of distracting from the other lights, so gonna have to be very cautious with this. See how I'm switching gears into flake white? Because I want to use more paint but not raise the value too much. So that means switch gears to flake white. Hey, Marshall started painting at 5 years old and now 65. Awesome. Hey, Monique, it's the toughest, I think. Oh, portraiture. Yeah. I mean, everything is difficult. Everything can be taken to very far. Everything can be taken very far. It's just portraiture in particular. I think the viewers in particular are most critical towards portraiture, which is what makes it a little more difficult. Hey, Arcafine, I'm learning late. My father is an artist, and I've always been fascinated with portraits and landscapes. Again, no worries. Again, if you have a passion for it, you will learn. I promise. Hey, Julie Dynamite, started painting this last year. Oh, wow. Well, welcome to painting. Hey, Glenn, art is amazing for your mental health. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, definitely. Painting can definitely help. Or, I mean, art in general. And then, of course, this is a little vague, so I'm going to now adjust. I'm going to just use the same brush. Hey, Marshall, let's see. The first time I sold a painting was one of the Star Wars Death Star. Awesome. Yeah, whenever I can have a painting sold, yeah, it's definitely like one of the best feelings in the world. which, as I mentioned before, this one is still currently available. Now, as you can actually, let's just use that image to compare the difference. I will be adjusting the picture. You know, if this doesn't happen to sell, then I'll be adjusting the picture. But you can actually see this was the picture taken before I started streaming, and now you can see how much we have built onto this. By the way, if anyone does decide to purchase this during the stream, I will be sending you the updated picture that I'm going to take. The picture I'm going to take right after the painting is completed tonight. But yeah, that just kind of helps to see how much we've done already with just, you know, small adjustments here and there. Yeah, caffeine. As a musician, this gives me so much more expression. Definitely, the art of expression. Definitely, as you know, the more technique, or the more you practice, the more you can say, the more information you can convey. Of course, I know it's going to be different with music. I don't claim to know anything about music. Hey, Marshall. I apologize, buddy. But as Cindy mentioned, I will create merchandise. But I guess nothing's really like an original painting. That's one of the things I like about these paintings, is they're one of a kind. So I want to raise the value ever so slightly. So again, that's a call for flake white. And yep, there is the link to the Etsy store. Now I'm going to need a tiny bit of titanium white. So let's try to keep this about the painting. Whether I like chocolates or not, I don't think has much to do, but I'm not much of a sweets person. I actually, my friends and family always make fun of me. I'm always the one that gets like the Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi or whatever instead of the other stuff. Hey, Daija Perry, do you do portraits as well? Like, let's see. Oh, commissions. Yeah, that would have to be we'd have to talk about through the Gmail. At the moment, what I usually do with portraits is, with commissions is I prefer to take the pictures on my own, unless it's, different circumstances. Hey Monique, the area above and to the side of the eye on our right, it seems a little gray. Yes, you're right. Oh, good. That means that the image quality is working nicely for you. On my computer, I don't see it, but here I see it. Oh, good. Yeah, definitely. I need to cover this, and I need to cover this spot before calling the painting complete. So yeah, definitely. Good eye, Monique. Yes, good eye. Good eye. There are several areas that still need to be covered before the painting can be called complete, such as this. It's still missing the corner of the shoulder there, so definitely. Thank you for catching that. Hey, Steiner. Thanks for watching from Norway. Now, of course, that's too pink, so raw umber and yellow ochre. Now I'm going to actually have to do something drastic, get some of the bluish color. And there we go. Hey Glenn, have you seen white line painting sold for something million? Oh, that's all right. To each their own. And again, the prices were a little bit higher earlier this year, but I had to adjust them. But at the moment, the prices are at the all-time low. And then, of course, the prices will raise at some point in the future, depending on demand. Hey, Grant Lester. Hello, welcome to the live stream, the virtual painting session. So, Grant Lester and anyone else that may be new to the live stream, welcome. I'm giving you a shout out with the paintbrush, Grant Lester, directly. So again, anyone that is new to the stream, I hope that you are enjoying the live stream, the virtual painting sessions, and they're usually Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday around 5 or 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But lately they've been at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's a virtual painting session, and then the end of it all, the painting is then available for purchase, such as today. The painting has become available for purchase. Thanks for subscribing, Grant Lester. So yeah, definitely hang out with us. Ask us any art questions that you have in mind. And I say us because this is definitely a group effort between, all of us here. So everyone that's writing comments, questions, suggestions, all our moderators, everyone helps to make this such a wonderful thing. Hey Monique, I've been collecting art for over 20 years. Awesome. Let's see. Dr. MR. Well done. Let's see. Painting so much. Great job. Oh, thank you. How much time did it take to draw this? So this painting was started on Monday. This is the third stream, so this painting will be completed in this stream. So we're looking at about 9 hours, give or take, by the time this is done. Which is not really that much in the grand scheme of things in terms of painting. But the nice thing about this is that it's all done live. So again, as I always say, that adds to the experience. Let's see. Hey, Marshall, I'm the largest collector of my own paintings. I can't say the same about myself, actually. I tend to paint over more paintings than I create. So, for instance, if this sits for close to a year, I usually end up painting over it. So at the moment, I don't think I have any more than 20 paintings. Minus the study paintings. I have like hundreds of those. But the study paintings, such as so a little bit of advice for everyone when it comes to having a lot of paintings that you're working on. I always suggest, especially if it's on a canvas, to trim the side or just paint it on a piece of tape or something like that. So these, in the grand scheme of things, these paintings don't take up that much space. So that's why I said I have many of these paintings. Again, these are so everyone that purchases during the stream, you will get one of these in the box. Now I have hundreds of these, but when it comes to paintings on the stretchers, paintings on the panels, I actually have a very, very limited number of those. And it's just mainly for space, to be honest. Oh, hey, Steven. Welcome to the stream. No worries. I hope you're enjoying the online classes. And I hope all of those ads are gone from the online classes. Again, Steven, definitely let me know if there are any ads in the online classes. Then I'll contact Google so they can take the ads off. Hey, Glenn. Yep, that's a great comment there. Hey Monique, why leave the space around the edges? So to leave the space around the edges, that just happened, the space that you're talking about, that just happened to be because when I painted it, I taped the sheet of canvas. But what I did to a lot of them was they were on stretchers. I cut the side of the stretchers. So for instance, this one here, so this used to have, let's change the camera angle here. This used to have a painting on it. So what I do is, to save space, I cut along the side. So this is advice to anyone that paints a lot, and I mean paints a lot. So if you're painting like every day, again, I have like hundreds of these, and I just cut to the side, and then I resize them, and those are the ones that are the study paintings. But the extra space is just from the tape. Hey, username, sorry. How much for the study ones? The study ones I put in as a bonus for anyone that purchases one of these during the live stream. I'm not selling the study ones as is, although I could in the future. That would probably be a little bit less. Oh yeah, no worries, Monique. Hey Cincy, I love the Madam X. I wish I could show you the one I did to critique and hear your thoughts. I mean, if definitely if you like the content and everything, that's actually part of the online classes. So the critiques of extracurricular activities. And by the way, the online classes are going to have, and we're always going to have at least one master study. So for instance, our next project, number 5, is going to be a Rembrandt. And by the way, with the online classes, again, they're designed for students to take the classes at their own pace. So just don't ever feel like you have to enter in at a certain skill level or something like that, or feel like you have to rush to keep up with the class. Everything is set so you can take the classes at your own pace. Yep, no problem, Monique. Hey, Alma. Hola, y para un saludo desde Mexico. Saludos desde Beltsville, Maryland, over here. Hey, Julie, Dan1. Arcfiend says they have French raw umber and want to know, do they need a regular raw umber for the classes? No, you don't necessarily have to have the French raw umber, but again, raw umber. So for instance, this is French umber from Rublev. This is raw umber from Winsor Newton. They are both pigment PBR7. So even though the raw umbers are from different brands, they are the same pigment. So raw umber, you can definitely use raw umber, any raw umber or any burnt umber as well. Hey Alberto. Oh, hello there. Thanks for watching from Lima, Peru. We're finishing up this painting today, and then we'll be starting another one on Monday. And as you're noticing, I tipped the hat. I don't know if anyone's noticing. The hat has been tipped up rather than folded over. I made that decision once I put the light up here. So it was just my choice to tip the hat up this way. Hey, creative. Oh, Danielle. Oh, no worries. Thank you. Yep, so again, everyone, if this painting doesn't happen to be purchased during this stream, that's okay. But still, I like that you can see the contrast. I didn't think about this, but I like that you can see the contrast. So again, the special sale is running today, but look at the how it began. Last time we definitely set up the stage, so I'll be updating the photo of this on the Etsy page, but see how last time we set up the stage for what you're seeing now? So this is the light effect that we built through subtle glazes and transparencies in the painting. So you can see how this kind of luminosity was developed on top of this. As I always say that value, as you're seeing there, value helps to describe form. Color helps to describe the light conditions. Hey Monique, I'm glad you liked the hat better this way. Yeah, I didn't like the hat overlapping too much. All right, so the other thing I had to do before calling this complete is the background here. So I'm actually going to take the background color first. Oh, thanks, Cindy. And now, of course, I'm going to put a little more depth behind here. I don't think that I'll adjust the jewelry all that much, or the shawl that we made up here. Value describes form, color describes light. Yep. In particular, Monique, value is how you can describe the curvature and the kind of the topography of a given structure. You can describe that with value. Color can help to describe the condition of the light. So, you know, is it twilight like we're trying to paint here? Now, obviously, this is a window light, but it's kind of made up to be kind of like a twilight setting in the background. If I painted the background the way it looked in the picture, then it would have been a different light setting, but it helps to describe the condition of the light. So condition means, is it morning light? Is it electric light? Is it evening light, twilight? Those kind of things. Hey, Kima boy. Oh, thank you. Yep, we're just putting the final touches now. All right, let me see here. Now, before I call it done, this is still too sharp. So I'll be adjusting this a little bit. And again, our link is there for the Etsy store as well as the online classes. I also have other paintings available for sale. So let's see. I hope this is updated. Yep, this is updated. So every painting that you're seeing here is currently still available for purchase. These are all paintings that were, obviously these are all thumbnails of the paintings, but these are all paintings that have been completed in previous virtual painting sessions. So as I was saying, Monique, about the value describing curvature or the topography of the form, If I had left this edge how it was before, it would be a little confusing. So this value, this is not so much a color thing, it's more of a value thing. To describe the softness here. See how this is a little more naturalistic, and I'm not really gonna go with the edge that is in the picture for that. So again, definitely if you are watching and you like the content that you've seen, please definitely leave a like. Also, definitely check out the online classes if you don't mind. Now, at this point, as I always say, the most important thing to do is to stand back. Obviously, I can't stand back because if I stand up and move, I'm actually going to bump into all of my camera, my main camera that's up there. So from a distance here, the only thing I see that's bothering me too much is the edge for the mouth here. And then maybe I'll see something else, but we're definitely putting in the final touches now. Hey, Cindy. Yeah, definitely. Again, I've sent you the message with the links. Also, remember in the live stream tier, you can watch the lessons as they are created. You have the opportunity to do that. And I post the links, Cindy, to the to every new lesson the night before. So, for instance, today, lesson 36 was filmed. So the link was sent last night. After this stream ends, I will go and adjust the settings so that all students can see it. The footage, that is. Hey, Danielle. Your hair looks good long. Oh. Yeah, it's probably a little bit longer, but thank you. I don't know. I think I painted it the same. I don't know. I could have increased it. I probably increased it a little bit there. I think that should be about good with that. Alrighty, so I am now going to sign the painting and leave it be. As I said before in the beginning, this is going to be the last chance for anyone that is interested in this and purchasing this painting that you're seeing here. So again, the special sale is only for today, only for the stream. So once the stream ends, this special sale will be taken off. So if anyone does want to purchase this, you have about like I guess 30 minutes till we sign out. The special sale means that in the box with the painting, with this painting, will come a free study painting of mine on a sheet of canvas. That being said, let me go ahead and add a signature, and then we'll call this painting complete. Hey Monique, I just signed up for the online class. Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be sending you the links. As soon as the stream ends, I'll be going back to Patreon, checking the messages, and sending the links. So I'm going to use pretty much a neutral blue to sign this. Hey Steven, I like the edge quality of the mouth the way it is. Oh, thank you. I did soften it a little bit. Hey Danielle, no, your hair. Oh, thanks. I just have quarantine hair. I'm sure everyone has some kind of quarantine hair at this point. Hey Cindy, and I did get your demo class. Oh, awesome. Glad you got the links. All right, so where am I going to sign this thing? I think I'm going to sign it here, because if I put the signature up there, it's going to kind of compete with the moon. So you know how Rembrandt kind of signs somewhere over here? I'm going to sign over there. Hey Cindy, oh, you chopped your hair off, it's starting to grow back. Yeah, I had friends and family cut my hair, but I think I'm just going to leave it be. I'll just cover it with the hat and I'm good. All right, I think I'll sign over here. It's a little too thick of a mark there. Yeah, I'm going to have to switch brushes. Somebody mentioned the liner brush before. And one thing I really like liner brushes for is for signing. So let's see if this makes a difference. Kind of. Hey Marshall, I haven't cut my hair in 11 years. Oh wow. Awesome. So obviously I'm using a little bit of a complex mixture of solvent, medium, and color for the signature. All right, we have just about a completed painting now. So what I'm going to do is clean off the brushes. So as I always say, so in the end of every stream, I'm just going to be cleaning off the brushes and cleaning off the palette, but the painting is now completely done. So this is definitely now our dedicated questions and answers time. So definitely feel free to ask me any art related questions that you have. And I'm just using gamsol to clean the acrylic brushes. And then, to be honest, I mean, it's perfectly fine to use just solvent and no hot water and soap. That's what I do. But if you want to go to extra mile, after your solvent, use hot water and dish soap. That will go the extra mile. Oh, thanks, Julie, Diana1. So here we are about, it's not 9 hours, I'd say it's about 8 hours later. The painting is now complete. So yeah, feel free to hang out, ask me anything. This is our dedicated questions and answers time. And again, thank you so much everyone for all of your questions and comments and adding to this wonderful painting, virtual painting experience. Oh, thanks, Monique. Just cleaning off the brushes. Oh, no worries. And remember, everyone that anyone that's watching that purchased a painting last week, again, I usually give the paintings enough time to be touch dry so I can varnish it with Gamvar, and then I give that about 2 days to be completely ready to ship. That's why I usually say 1 to 2 weeks. So anyone that's watching this, AGG Lampa. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Thanks, Oscar. So as I always say, I'll have another painting for the special sale on the next stream. I actually have a bunch of studio paintings that I've been doing off camera. So I have some available for the special sales the next time I stream, which should be Monday. Hey Monique, how do I pick a frame? That's a good question. I usually like the frames to be more modest frames, I guess. Everyone has their own kind of choice with frames, but I go for usually single color frames, either like a solid gold or a solid like dark cherry. Those are the colors that I like for the frames. But at the moment, I think I've only framed like 3 of my paintings. So I haven't really framed too many. So I'm going to keep this extra paint, even though as you saw, it didn't really use the extra paint from last time. But I'll just keep it here anyway. Hey Marshall, I have the Masters Artist Brush Cleaner Soap and Conditioner. I haven't used that. I've used the pink soap. I'm wondering if that's the same thing. But I find that my brushes have lasted pretty well. The very inexpensive acrylic and watercolor brushes. Now that's probably why a brush company might not want to sponsor me because I say things like that, but I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. The brushes I use are not expensive. They're just acrylic and watercolor brushes, and they last pretty long. And I don't even use soap and water for the most part, unless it's the Princeton Catalyst Polytip Bristle, my favorite brush. Whoops. Alrighty. Everything is clean. Whoops. Hey Danielle. Oh, you used the master's cleaner as well. Hey Gigi Lampa. For how long have you painted with oil paints? Going on, I think 12 years now. I started in 2009. Oh no, I may have another brush to clean. That moment when you that moment when you thought you were done cleaning and then you find another brush that you have to clean. Whoops. Oh, thanks, Monique. All right, so let's put a lid on it. And we just about have completed another painting on one of these awesome virtual painting sessions. So I want to thank all of you directly. So thank you so much for tuning in for these virtual painting sessions. We should be back again on Monday, but definitely check out the community section of my YouTube channel for any updates on the schedule. Hey Monique, how many brushes did I use tonight? Let me see. That's a good question. Not including the fan brush, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 brushes. Not including the fan brush. Yep, good night everyone. And again, thank you to all the moderators. Again, thank you, Julie Dinah 1. Alrighty, everyone, thank you. Have a safe and happy Halloween evening if you are celebrating Halloween. Oh, hey. Mariah, you're ahead of us here. Yep, definitely happy Halloween, everyone who is celebrating Halloween. Yep, take care, everyone. I wish you the very best in all of your artwork, and I will see you on the next one.